going on, dudes and dudettes? So yes, Saturday comes and I'm working pretty early that day to try to get home as soon as I can to watch that USC Wisconsin game. Thought maybe I'd get there around halftime. Got there a little bit right before it, and it looked like USC was down 21-10 at the half. But then luckily, I guess I put on my lucky jersey or something like that. But they came out great after I started watching and were able to get that victory against Wisconsin 38-21, so did not give up any points in that second half and looked like they were firing on all cylinders. Don't know what took them so long to get started. Yeah, they were able to do that and beat Wisconsin pretty easily. They weren't able to do that against Michigan, and they saw what happened right there, so they had to wait until this last weekend to get their first Big Ten victory, but finally, that's over and done with, and it was at home, so hopefully they can go on the road this weekend against Minnesota to get their first road victory in the Big Ten as well. But yeah, either way, Miller Moss did really good. He had to throw the ball quite a bit, but he had over 300-plus passing yards, 308 to be exact, with 3 touchdowns as well. Jacoby Lane did some great catching and had a couple touchdowns as well. Mason Cobb had an interception return touchdown too, which looked really nice to seal the victory. It was like a 10-point lead, and Lincoln Riley was kind of calling some questionable plays down the stretch, but luckily the defense stepped up and returned that pick 6 and were able to win by more than double digits. They were already by 10, but looks a little bit better when it's 17 compared to just 10. So very happy and thankful for that. And then, yes, even the AP poll, there were a couple upsets. I think number 6, Ole Miss lost, and then number 10, Utah ended up losing as well. So USC moved up to only 2 spots to number 11, but at least they are close right now to the top 10. A couple more wins here and there, especially I think they get Penn State in a couple weeks, who is ahead of them in the top 10, so that should catapult them back up there as long as they get that victory at home. But a lot of this came with some momentum, especially even on the recruiting trail, especially in the class of 2026. There was that running back I talked about pretty recently, a local LA guy, and Deshaun Renault, I've heard it said twice, but it looks like both him and the 4-star cornerback RJ Sermons, which I believe I talked about him visiting USC during that LSU game. It looks like they were both Steve Wiltfong predicted to USC, and obviously he's one of the top recruiting guys out there. So if he says something, then it looks like it's most likely going to happen. So very happy about that. And then they also heard some news right before, maybe a couple days before this game, that 3-star defensive lineman Floyd Boucard was also Steve Wiltfong predicted to them too, which was pretty cool. So hoping that they're able to get him. He still has not committed from what I've seen, but hopefully that will happen at some point soon. Then there was that 2027 number 1 defensive lineman player. He's probably like top 5, top 10 in that class. He's only a sophomore right now in high school. I believe his name was Wesley, something like that. Just trying to find it here real quick. Sorry, I wrote a bunch. Richard Wesley, yes. And it looks like he said USC felt like home, and everything looked good on that visit. So hopefully he will be out to USC because he is a pretty local guy, not that far away from the campus. So hopefully they can get him on campus to hopefully get his commitment in a couple of years. You never know. And there was a 4 or 5-star cornerback in that 2026 class. I believe he's like the number 1 cornerback out there. His name is Albert Hill, and he put USC in his final 10. So that was good to see. Hopefully they still have some good outstanding notice with him later in the next year or so. And then Miller Moss, I think before this game, did do some type of advertisement with Wells Fargo on social media. So obviously, even though he's not as well known or popular, say like a Caleb Williams was as a quarterback at USC, you're still going to get some good NIL opportunities to make some money while at USC. So hopefully Julian Lewis and Ryder Lyons are looking at that. I think they were both at the school this weekend watching that victory against Wisconsin. So hopefully we're able to get some good notes about that. And then, yes, the big news leading up to this game was USC's top transfer from a couple years ago, Bear Alexander. It looked like he is deciding to redshirt this year, the rest of the year, and enter the transfer portal once this season is over. Looks like he just quit on the team and is pretty upset with his playing time, or lack thereof during the Michigan game, but I guess now it's kind of official. He wasn't out there. He's not even on the depth chart as well. So hopefully this all gets passed behind him, and luckily they were able to get the victory with some of this crap stuff happening off of the field. But yes, overall it's a nice victory in my opinion. And yes, apparently both athletic directors of the SEC and the Big Ten are going to meet up pretty soon to talk about certain things, to maybe kind of form like a super conference, maybe to where they kind of only schedule against each other, because it's obvious that these are the two at the top of the crop when it comes to the conferences in college sports, especially college football. But I was just thinking it's weird. So USC is gonna have an even tougher schedule now, having to play against like Alabama, Georgia, teams like that, and then Notre Dame is still not part of a conference, and then they get to still get in as long as they are ranked one of the final 10 teams or whatever at the end of the season. It still doesn't make sense, especially when they play some pretty crappy schedules year in and year out. But either way, hopefully there is some big positive news that comes out of this. And women's volleyball had a big-time victory on Friday night against Ohio State, which I believe was their first Big Ten victory of the season, and now as part of the new conference, which is really cool. And I guess Ohio State is one of the better teams out there in the conference, so yes, glad the ladies were able to sneak this win out 3-2. Then when it came to a couple of basketball recruiting notes, there was that 5-star combo guard Trey McKinney. Looks like he played USC in his final 3, and the 2025 5-star Dwayne Aristode has both USC and Duke in his final 5, and it looks like he might have already trimmed his list down to 3, so we'll probably hear a commitment from both of these guys coming up pretty soon. And all my teams pretty much have a chance, at least both my teams have a chance at Dwayne, but only USC has a chance at McKinney, so hopefully they're able to steal him from the likes of Michigan, who are also in his final 3, so hoping for the best in those situations. And a little surprising here, the women's basketball team from USC are projected by the Big Ten to be the preseason #1 team. I thought there were a couple more better teams in the Big Ten, but I guess as of right now, the cream of the crop is USC. Also, Juju Watkins is named to the preseason Player of the Year watch list, so that was cool to see. And then also both Juju Watkins and Kiki Irifin, I'm going to get her name correct one of these days, were both named to the preseason All Big Ten team as well. So congrats to those ladies, and hopefully they could do some good and some damage in the Big Ten Conference and in March Madness when it comes around early next year. And then the women's soccer team had a couple games. They did tie Minnesota 2-2 the other day, but they were able to beat Wisconsin 3-0 just the other day. So that was good to see and hear about. Hopefully they can continue their winning ways. They've been doing pretty good, but yeah, looks like USC is firing on all cylinders on a bunch of sports, so hopefully I'll be able to come with some great news the rest of the week, especially when it comes to football and basketball recruiting. So yes, thanks for watching, people. Like and subscribe. Comment down below. Let me know what y'all think. Have a great rest of your day. Bye. Bye.